Hey crafty friends, this is Jenny from crafttestimonies.com, and today I have a tutorial for you. I was reminded of a really cute technique where you use some dye-based stamp pads, you know, the kind that move when you put water to them, and use an acrylic block and then a little bit of water, and you get the most amazing backgrounds. And as a matter of fact, we are going to use that technique to make cards that look like this. Stay tuned, I'll show you how. For this technique, you're going to need a few basic supplies. You're going to need a dye-based ink pad or ink stain, and that just means that when you get it wet, it runs around like watercolors. You're also going to need an acrylic block. You probably already have one of these for rubber stamping, but they're pretty cheap. Sometimes you can even find them in the dollar bin for 99 cents. You're going to want some heavyweight cardstock, or my favorite is watercolor paper, and then you're going to need a little spritzer full of water. This isn't a new technique, it's been around for a while, but I just recently rediscovered it after my friend Linda posted some beautiful cards, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to try it, and then I have to write about it because it just makes me happy. So as you can see, what I'm doing is just adding the ink right onto the acrylic block. I'm not being particularly careful, I'm not worried about blending or whatever, I'm just throwing it down there. So, oh by the way, I also have protected my surface because I'm going to spray right on it. And I'm going to get it wet. And I'm going to add enough water till I see it start to bead up. And for me, that's where I know it's juicy and ready. Then I'm going to take my watercolor paper and I'm going to place it face down on the block. That way I don't have to worry about that watercolor ink or whatever dripping all over the place. And I'm just going to lay it down and give it a little massage. It's a nice thing to give your crafts a massage. I'm doing this in real time. And I'm just letting the paper do the work. It's soaking that up. And then when I lift it off, you see this beautiful block of color. And I like the slightly uneven edge. I like that it kind of blooms. I think it's just this beautiful painterly effect. So let's see it again. And yes, you can mix and match and combine the products as well. Here's a quick note on watercolor paper. It does come in different weights. So this stuff over here is about a 95-pound weight. This is about 140. And you can use both. But what you'll find is that you're going to get more wrinkling and buckling with the thinner watercolor paper. So even though it's watercolor and it's meant for wet media, it will buckle. You'll want to press this to make it nice and flat. With this example here, you can see that there's almost no warping at all. I can just glue this right onto the card without having to really press it down again. It just is able to absorb more water, and so it makes a nicer result. So after playing a while, you can see that I've covered a lot of tags and card fronts. You'll want to have a lot of those watercolor card fronts kind of pre-cut and ready, because once you get going, you're not going to want to stop. So I've just made a few. I think this would be really cute with a little to and from tied on a wine bottle or a little gift. Here's just another one of those beautiful backgrounds. This has a little bit of shimmer to it. It's hard to see on the camera, but I just love that watercolor look. So I made some cards because that's what I do, and here I used a heat embossing technique with gold embossing powder, and you can see how it just pops over that image. This is another stamp that I used, but I also had some glossy accents and some liquid pearls in there too. Here's another version where I just did another acrylic block stamp, and I used a sticker that I had, and it's a nice big dimensional sticker, but you see how pretty it all goes together? It's so nice. And then here's my favorite technique. It's the Inlaid Die Cut, where I just set it right in there. But doesn't this almost look like a whole separate piece of paper? It gives you the illusion of having another layer when you really don't. And then lastly, this one, it has some more stamping. This is a stamped image, but these are just vellum stickers that I placed on top. And again, you know, it gives you the idea of having more bulk than you really do, but it has a lot of color and a lot of impact. There you go. I hope that you are as inspired to try this technique as I was. I have just been off the deep end making them over and over again. I would love it if you would leave me a comment and tell me if you've tried this technique, or better yet, why don't you come over to Facebook if you like to play there. Our page is called Craft Test Dummies. Just look for us and put a picture on the wall. Show us what you've been making with this technique. It'd be great to see. If you found this video helpful or informative, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're going to give it a thumbs down, just leave a comment and tell me why, because inquiring minds want to know. And as always, we would love it if you subscribe to our channel. Just click that box right there, roll your mouse over it, and it will magically appear. And we would love to have you here for all of our new videos. Don't forget to click the little gear and the drop-down menu and select email notifications. That way you'll know exactly when a new post goes up and live. So thank you so much for watching, and have a crafty day.